There's a saying that goes, if a man can conquer his lust, he can conquer anything. Another one that says, you can make money four ways. By the insecurities of women, by the desire of the poor to get rich quick, by the health concerns of the elderly, or by the lust of the man. Both of these sayings point to the same thing. Lust is one of the most powerful forces driving human behavior, even seen in the Bible. And when you're watching this, you're either trying to understand why that matters, or you're already trying to break free from it and struggle to make it past the first few weeks. This video is going to give you my full experience, what actually happens at every stage to your mind and body, and every practical tip I found that actually makes a difference between succeeding long term or failing again. We live in a world where testosterone and fertility rates are consistently declining. Men become less healthy, less focused, less driven, impacting women too with their bad behavior. A 30-year-old today has more access to this type of content to a rich king in his entire lifetime, and it doesn't even have to be explicit. This is a primary drive. It goes viral the same way food goes viral. Platforms are built around it, creators sexualizing themselves, short form videos, photos, all trigger a response in you, and out of the hundreds of things you scroll by every day, even like one thing is enough to raise your expectations crazy high and do something to your brain. You feel ashamed, people put on masks, start to spread hate because of guilt. And it's even in schools we have sexualizing music videos got played. Here's what research actually shows. The more you consume, the higher your baseline for stimulation becomes. Your real life gets distorted. Your expectations of real life get distorted. You stop finding normal real life situations interesting because your brain has been trained to expect something extreme. In serious cases, this leads to real dysfunction. Every use reduces gray matter and with that, the size of your brain. But there's good news if you can do it at least 90 days. And even without explicit content, the cycle itself creates guilt, shame, a feeling of weakness every single time. You go deeper into a dopamine level and you need more to feel the same every single time. And then you stay permanently trained without knowing why. The food industry normalizes being overweight because it profits from it. And the same thing is happening. It's not normal, it's not harmless. And once you step out of it, you will see the difference, you will see why. From what I listen to, people have this mentality of sexualizing everything and like what they did yesterday, like it's not something, between two people. Get away from that perspective of like relationships as a game and more like a loyal, strong bond between two people that is also spiritual. Like I was listening to a call somebody had coming from school, from the school bus, and he was like, oh no, I'm currently in a relationship. I'm sorry. Like bro, I wanna say like maybe try later again. Also, I feel like this entire sexualizing themselves, OnlyFans, selling their body basically inhumane and unworthy. I was 14 right before my 15th birthday and I wasted the night before that 3 hours YouTube shorts with my pants down. I felt completely empty. I went to bed feeling like a complete failure, and a year later I would decide that this won't happen again and I would change my life. I spent an entire day researching videos, studies. I researched for it, against it. I almost found nothing useful, like only a few articles. One guy on YouTube proudly talked about his mind feeling unusually clear. He just reached 100 days. The only argument I found against NoFap was a slightly increased risk of a particular type of cancer. You can guess what, but it's very marginally from 0.00012 to 0.121, and against that stood every benefit that I found. So I committed. First attempt, 220 days. Second attempt, over 300 days. And I'm currently at 180 days. No fails in between. And I want to walk you through every stage because knowing what happens will get you through. The hardest part is the first 30 days. If you can get through the first month, you can make it through the year. And after 100 days, it becomes completely effortless. I once was like, what day am I in? And then I realized, 120 days, and I didn't even remember crossing 100 days. So I didn't even think about it. So don't do what most people do and After this November, get in after 30 days again when you just survived the hardest period. By day 1 you might feel motivated, but day 2 and 3 the opposite hits. Brain fog, irritability, restlessness, craving. Your brain is running a dopamine deficit and is letting you feel it. What also becomes clear very fast is how automatic this behavior has been. It's been running on autopilot and not a conscious decision. That recognition alone is important. What you have to do is find a replacement activity, something that exhausts you and fills up your time. 5 days after I started running at 5 a.m. in the morning, combined with a workout in the afternoon. What you can immediately feel is that your body, your physical endurance is stronger. Your body is reallocating energy that was being wasted. So this can work as a launch pad for your other goals, basically giving you energy for new challenges. It's like starving, but now you're hungry for your goal. 2 practical tips for this period: get off any platform, even Snapchat. I avoided seeing human skin in pixels at all. I deleted all social media and switch your phone screen colors to grayscale. Scrolling is less entertaining if you can't see color. And if you can spend time around other people during that period, your brain will try to go the old route again, and even will try to convince you in your dream. I treated each night trying to survive one more day, like a soldier. Tomorrow is day 9. After the first week, your libido drops noticeably. You feel calm, almost flat, like a monk on the mountain. Energy might dip. Some people get headaches. Around day 10, I felt more present. A slight confidence comes through. Not arrogance, but the kind that makes you say no to things, stand your ground, not wasting your attention, and you have way more energy than you know what to do with. Mood swings fast during this window. You are easier to frustrate. This is very common. It happened to me through all of the 3 runs. Same pattern always around day 14. Peak urges always at day 14, 15, but it gets clearly better after day 18. This phase is temporary. This phase is brutally draining. It can be like being locked up in the right room with annoying music 24/7. Your mind will convince you to quit. It passes. By day 13, the urges are almost gone. If your focus sharpens, your mind isn't spending background energy on this anymore, and your energy gets redirected. You sleep deeper, you handle stress more calmly, you feel more present in conversations, situations. I think this can even be explained from an evolutionary standpoint, because a man who doesn't have to, stress about feeding his children, protecting, can be more calm. Day 40, 50, around that, the baseline of your expectations from real life people starts correcting itself. Your expectations that had been operating begin to reset. You start finding more women naturally attractive. This can also be due to the urges. Most people will only get this after 90 days, especially on the first run. This is your dopamine system recovering. By day 60, motivation returns more consistently. Your brain fog drops significantly. I describe that time like feeling like a child again. My mind just feels clear and open, and your libido should be up again. Around day 70, energy hits the peak. Something else happens here too. You start remembering projects that you wanted to do, ideas, old goals that you put aside. Your mind is now clear enough that you can see the path in front of you. Physical performance reaches new levels. After 90 days, the dopamine receptors for these things reset. This means the damage from your consumption gets repaired. The habits disappear too. Everything compounds here. Sharper in conversations, more disciplined in other areas too. Because you carry the same standard into every area now too. And you gave up the most instant way of gratification, so now you're thinking automatically more long term, further ahead. And your relationships should also become better because you're more present, maybe more perceptive, more confident. But day 90 is not the finish line, it's the new baseline. And more on that later, so you can actually make it last. Around day 150, I had weeks where my thinking was unusually clear. Sitting in class, insane clarity. I could predict where conversations would develop just by listening passively. It's like you're connected to the universe. Patterns become visible. You thought things were random. When your brain is not consistently distracted by this drive, your brain has this cognitive capacity that is hard to describe if you didn't experience it. You start to learn how to deal with hard things the right way. You will wake up your alarm clock. You will be searching for harder, more extreme activities because higher testosterone rewards activities that are more extreme with more dopamine. You will grow closer to God and real life because you can be shamelessly yourself. And if you get distracted, just remind yourself that you can meditate it away, all the benefits, remind yourself of your purpose. If you never had a girlfriend like me, this can be a motivation. But now that you have all this focus, I guess you want to, log in on that business first, utilize all the benefits. The benefits are the reward. You don't need an external praise at day 100, and it compounds the longer you stay consistent. Always put your mental health first, so always you don't like a situation, it's like just go to zero, just be super calm. If you don't like a situation, maybe you lost money on your computer or whatever, just open a window, just get away, get out of your head. Very important warning, this reset needs like a clear distance. The full reset requires a strict break, not just, from your actions, but also what you consume, anything in that direction. Around day 200, I was doing stock research on Reddit, and I found a meme of, a sexualized scene used as a meme for one stock. I didn't realize. Or like on TikTok also, like a few weeks ago, I was doing content research and someone was using a very explicit image in a completely unrelated way. So it can always happen anywhere. Anything that pulls your brain back into this condition matters. Protect your environment, deliberately from these type of things. Even the music can be super, this like, oh, I'm so lonely, babe, I need you music. Your passion should become avoiding these types of things and becoming completely clear. Full detox. 2 rules that helped me the most. No physical contact down there at all. You want complete separation, complete full detox from that behavior and anything associated. 2, when an urge hits, immediately do push-ups. You're training your body to convert that energy into physical output instead. Push-ups to exhaustion. Over time, your drive becomes fuel for your body rather than something pulling you off track. If you relapse, don't make it a catastrophe. Do not spiral. Just say, okay, tomorrow is day 1 again. Then analyze it and change something about your environment. What triggered it? Habits, new behavior needs new surroundings. Your chair, your routine, your physical space. The relapse is not evidence that you can do it, it's just information. Use it. Do not attach your identity too tight to the count either. The goal is not the number. The goal is who you become. After realizing the benefits, it should become a lifestyle you choose. Just the confidence after a week. Like imagine your friend asking you about this and you say like, oh, never, or like a year ago. And before anyone asks, it's, the body production is like all automated. Basically, either it gets absorbed or released at night, but that's not relapse. The goal is not to never have like a sexualized thought again. It's knowing how to act on your impulses, building a more peaceful life. I used the David Goggins ChatGPT model when I struggled like around day 120, because then lust is no longer the biggest problem. Like in my case, it's loneliness, So I'm gonna put here some advice from that AI that I found helpful, because past that point it's not really like the physical desire of your body. It's like your brain trying with dopamine, trying with frustration, isolation. It's more like a way out of that, and it's not like an automated behavior anymore. But don't attach too much weight to it. Don't attach too much weight to the goal. It's a lifestyle, not a number. So the AI told me this is where most people break, because they think, okay, loneliness is a command, but it's just a natural condition, and it's a condition where you can sit with, build on it, and work through. Being lonely doesn't mean you are unworthy, broken, or failing. It just means you're human. So if you remove something without a real structure and purpose, your mind will circle back. Discipline gets you far, but you also need something to work towards and not just to run away from. So when that feeling hits, go outside, don't negotiate with it, don't romanticize the relapse, don't sit there, scrolling no fantasy. Go reach out to a real person, train your mind to stay present throughout that period of time, that day, these hours. It's most likely only half an hour. Don't say okay, now I need this day 200. Just focus on making it to the next day. Just say, okay, just for today, because you already proven to yourself that you can outlast your impulses. And obviously try to stay away from anger, frustration, guilt. These are all triggers in these situations. If you have people in your life that put you into these situations, I already uploaded a video about hate traps. It's also with guilt included. I see the problem with different content types, and also in school, the same guilt traps, and I see a big issue there. And it's not just a self-improvement pattern. This is also something you can see in society itself, how it has been weakened like that. If you diminish masculinity, you change the definition of feminism every single time, so often basically separating them. It's not by direct force, just by eroding the discipline and focus of men. Children will give your life meaning. If you want to protect them, make the world a better place, you think automatically more in the future. Someday you want to build something lasting, family, business, legacy, and that vision comes clear and stronger and more focused with all of that. And when your brain is not running on a distorted baseline, and you're actually more confident, every time you choose discipline over this, every benefit compounds, and every time you're not, somebody else is doing it, gets ahead of you. And Hamza made a good video about this, explaining, if you don't do it, somebody else is going to take your wife, decrease with that the quality of your children. It sounds a bit harsh. This should not become a challenge you do once. This should become a standard you hold yourself to, because once you see what's on the other side, just going back doesn't make sense. It's kind of being treated like, it's cool to watch these types of videos, and it's you're now an adult, you're grown up, did you watch that? And it's a big crisis, but I'm positive that there's gonna be a change. People are choosing to be more peaceful. If you have any questions, let me know. You can also send me a DM. And on the side you can see now another video that you might be interested in. So yeah, see you.